Coronado. I am Rochelle Newman, and I am thrilled to be with you today in what is actually part two of, an invitation, I guess, that I was delighted to get. And here I am sharing in part one. I shared an essay about my library where I grew up on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and I'm so excited that it's the 130th birthday celebration of the Coronado Library. And I went on to write or co-write a children's book called ZIG ZAG, and it's an ABC book, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. But for those of you who didn't see the presentation of part one, I just want to cover a couple of things. First of all, I mentioned the Lower East Side. I like to say that I grew up on a small island near Puerto Rico called Manhattan. And it's all a matter of perspective, because indeed Manhattan is a small island near Puerto Rico. And I mentioned my name was Rochelle Newman, but it's actually Rochelle Newman hyphen Carrasco. And the Carrasco part is my husband, Carlos Carrasco, who's doing camera. So let's wave to the cameraman. Thank you. And he is from Panama. And that's important in terms of Coronado because, as I'm sure many of you know, in 1915 through 1917, the Panama San Diego Expo celebrated the opening of the Panama Canal, and San Diego being the first port on the westward side, and Teddy Roosevelt stayed at the Coronado Hotel, etc., etc., etc. But these are topics for another day, because today I want to tell you about ZIG ZAG and how this book got created. I'm going to actually read you the little blurb in the back, because I can see it really easily right here. And it says, it's just explaining the book a little, it says, A is for aquarium and aquatic animals, B de burbujas y bacalao. Letter by letter, two languages come together, English, Spanish, Spanish, English. They chat like friends and play. Play, you say? That's right. Coincidences and surprises appear along the way. ZIG ZAG isn't a translation. It's a conversation between two bilingual authors, Rochelle Newman from New York City and Alonso Nunez from Mexico City, plus the work of Pablo Suig, a witty and wonderful illustrator from Argentina. So that gives you a little explanation. It said conversation. We like to call this converslation. And it actually has the same explanation in Spanish. But I'm just going to jump right in and share with you how conversation works. So, let's get started. Zig zag. De la A la Z, from A to Z. Un A la C, en dos idiomas a la vez. ABCs, in two languages, please. Now, we start here. Oh, look, before we start, we'll take a little picture of our friends, Alonso, Pablo, and of course me. And, let's see. Okay. Al principio, el juego es español, inglés, español, inglés. Va en zigzag, el ABC. Zigzag means the letters switch. Spanish, English, Spanish, English. Can you tell me which is which? So you see already the languages switch each letter. And the picture is what we call the third language. So it brings it all together. So for example, A de abejas y abejorros y de agudo aguijón, atrás, ¡ay, atacan! which in English doesn't exactly mean this, but in conversation we say B is for bees and bumblebees biting a bear, buzz, buzz, buzz. And I can say another B here, biting a bear's butt. Am I allowed to say butt? Well, I just did, so I hope so. All right, let's do C and D. And I'm just going to read it. I'm going to turn around and read it this way, and then I'll show it to you again. C de coche y conducir, con cuidado sin chocar. D is for dangerous driving. Don't dent Daddy's Dodge. Dodge was the brand name of a car. I think it still is. I hope so. Okay, here comes a fun one. E and F. E está en el extremo de pie grande. See, it's at the end is an E. Pie grande. El extremo de pie grande. Se escapa la E. Encuéntrala. And then we say here, flee, E. Bigfoot's following you. Fee, fi, fo, fum. Let's see what we have for G and H. Oh, I like this one. G de gordo y de gigante. Gritan en grupo las garzas. H is for heavy and humongous. Hush, herons. Those are herons. Hippo hears you. Oh, here's a fun one. I de ir, de isla en isla. Ibiza, Islandia. J is for jumping to Jamaica, a jolly island too. Oh, I love this one. I have some favorites, many favorites. Okay, here it is. Que de koala con kimono, que mono. And for those of you who don't speak Spanish, or those who do, que mono is like an expression that is about being so cute. Que mono. And then in L we say, L is for lots of leaves for lunch. Koalas like eucalyptus a bunch, but like lettuce less. That is a true statement. They love that like eucalyptus. Oh, here's a fun one. M de malo, muy, muy malo. Monstruo de medianoche. Mama! N is for naughty, not very nice. Nasty nightmares, Nosferatu. No naps. Nosferatu is a monster. L-M-N. Oh, here comes O and P. Oh, I'm wrong. It's not O and P. Here's a great surprise. It's not O and P. Why? Because in Spanish, we have the ñ, which is a letter in the alphabet, right? So we need to give it its moment. So let's see what we say for the ñ. In Spanish, we say, ñ de ñoño y ñandú, that's a ñandú, es una letra española. Por eso aparece sola, y sola la entiendes tú, which in Spanish basically means that it's a letter that only comes in Spanish, so only those who know Spanish know this letter. But in English we say something completely different, as we said, conversation. Let me expound, which means explain. Let me expound. Here's the sound. It's not the N noise heard in grand. It's ñ from canyon. Understand? Now everyone knows how to say the N with a squiggle, the letter N. Yay! If we were here in person, we'd all jump up and say N. Yay! I just like saying that. Now we're up to O. O es del ojo del oso polar. Y del otro. Oh! And P is for pairs of bears, polar and pandas, private eyes. So you get the drift, right? We're going to go to Q and R. We'll see how far we go. This is with Spanish on the top and English on the bottom. And then we're going to flip. You'll see that soon. Q de kikirikiki y quejarse. Que temprano. R is for rowdy rooster, ready to rock and roll. And here we have our frogs. S de serpiente, de saborea sapos suculentos. Sapos suculentos. And in English it says, T is for 3 tasty, trembling toads. We're almost to the Z, so we'll go all the way here to Z on this side. Oh, there's a pretty one. U de uy, uy, Urano, ultra lejano, very far. V is for Venus and vicinity, and a bit of vanity, because Venus is a little vain. And here's a good one. Si juntas, if you bring together, si juntas, 2V de vatios, tienes W de watts. If you put 2 V's together, you get a W of watts. X is for X-rays and X-files. And here we get to Y, Y de yegua, Y de yoga. And in Z, Z is for zebra and zen. That's so crazy. There's a ZY at the end of crazy. These are such fun surprises that we found. And then, like I said, the Spanish was on top, the English was on bottom, and now we get here. We say, second part, English starts. Va al revés, primero, inglés. And it starts all over again. But this time, with the English on the top and the Spanish on the bottom. So A is for aquarium and aquatic animals. B de burbujas, bubbles, which is also B. Y de bacalao, bien gigatón. Oh, that's my dog Squink. He's off to the side and he has things to say about this book as well. So if you hear him bark, which is also B, don't worry, it's just Squink the dog. And we go on. C is for chaos and crowds and confusion, a crazy city in conclusion. D or de demasiado desorden donde quiera día a día. And let's see what we have for E. Oh, I like this too. E is for engine, engineer, and express in its era, because, you know, there was a time that was express. F de ferrocarril del futuro, FUM. And we also have to keep saying thank you, Alonso Nunez, for we wrote this again simultaneously in conversation. Here is a fun one. G is for gregariously gabby guys and girls. And H de habladores, humanos, que hablan y hablan y hablan hasta harta. I for impish insects, I'm itchy. And J de jicotes, juegatones. Ha 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 ha. In Spanish, J ha 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 is J J J. Ha 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 ha. Oh, here's a fun one. K is for kisses. Keep your distance. El de labios y mejor de lejos. Why? Because it's a witch. So el de labio y mejor de lejos, from a distance. Okay, let's see. Ooh, another. M is for mist and mystery and monsters. N de neblina y noche y nervios. O is for ocean with octopi, otters, and orcas. P or P de Pacífico con pulpos, plancton y peces. What's peces? You know, fish. Elemental P. Oh, you could say O too. Oh, I like this one. Okay, ready? Q is for queen with questions. R es de reina con respuestas. See, the queen has questions, and in Spanish, answers is respuestas. And, oh, we're almost through. S is for supersized spiders with scissors. T de tamaña tarántula con tijeras. Look at that haircut. That's a spider haircut if I ever saw one. All right, here we go. We're almost at the end. U is for udders under a cow. V de vaca y de vistazo. Because there's the udders. And here, W is for woof woof. The wiener dog is warbling. X de xoloscuincle. That's a type of dog. In Mexico, there's a dog called a xoloscuincle, spelt with an X. X de xoloscuincle y de xilófono, a xylophone. And Y is for yawning and yucky. Yikes. Z de zombie y de dormir. ¿De dormir? Sí, porque haces zzz, a lot of Z's. What? From front to back, cover to cover, our ABCs are now over. Con la Z de zigzag terminamos este juego. ¿Cuántos más inventarás con las letras y tu ingenio? And if we were together, we would play a game where you create a zigzag yourself. But I bet you can figure that out on your own. So get going. Just think of A and B and switch languages. And if you don't have bilingualism in your toolkit, that's okay. Pick the language you're most comfortable with. It could be any language at all. English, Spanish, Chinese, Italian, doesn't matter. And play with language, because nothing is more fun than that. Happy birthday, Coronado Library, and thank you for letting me share Zigzag with you. Bye.